Alrighty, we're recording. Let me get this. I can't tilt it down very much. I don't want to like undo the main way it's mounted and stuff. So I'm gonna leave it kind of like that. I'm gonna try to do two things at once because I don't want to waste time. I'm at the shop right now getting the trailer worked on. I'm getting all kinds of things done at once. Got all my yogurts in here, so I gotta shuffle things around to be able to get things out. I have two huge containers of dirty rice, and there's a pork chop. I don't know why I'm talking loud. I have the headset on, so the mic is right here. I don't want to dump it out on the ground. But there's a pork chop laying on top of the rice there. We grab a bowl and a spoon here, and I'm going to put it in the microwave. The spoons are on this side. Yep. The spoons are on that side. My cooler is making a sound, and it's never made that sound before. I think my cooler might be going out, which really sucks because it's I don't know how old. It's not very old. I think I bought it the first week I was in the truck, maybe the second week, and I've been in the truck for this is my third month. Can't remember exactly how long it's been for. I would prefer to have like a big spoon of some kind to dip this out with, but I thought about it and I was like, nah, I'd have to clean it and all kinds of other stuff. It'd just be too much hassle. So this is the reason I prefer to come to TAs instead of Love's, because Love's makes you sit in a damn waiting room while they work on your shit, and it can take several hours. Here at the TA, I can be in here eating, sleeping, doing what the hell ever. 2.5 minutes. Because the last time I think I did 2 minutes and it's still kind of cool on the inside. So, what happened? I delivered to that prison. I made the video in the morning about delivering to the prison. So I made that delivery, and then I went over to Georgia Pacific. You hear that? What's weird, maybe I have too much shit piled up next to the thing. It's like frozen. This thing is frozen. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. I might have burned it out. Shit. I think what happened is my milk jug sits in front of the fan thing, and it was pressed up against it to where it was like cutting off all of the outflow on it. Maybe. That might be it. That might be the reason. I have a bag of onions already chopped up. I love onions. Lots of yogurt. Let's get a paper towel to put my spoon on. And pour myself a cup of milk. So, why am Pacific did not work. It did not go as planned. There are Georgia Pacific warehouses that are like normal warehouses and distribution centers, and then there are Georgia Pacific manufacturing plants, and those are like dirt roads, big ponds of water that they use for recycling paper, and yeah, they suck. And that's what I go to most of the time. And this was one of those. So I swept out the trailer, swept my ass off sweeping out the trailer. That's something they make you do at most of their manufacturing places. It was supposed to be a drop and hook, and it was not a drop and hook. It was a live load. It's the first time I've ever done a live load at a Georgia Pacific manufacturing plant or warehouse. And they loaded me with rolls of paper, big, heavy rolls of paper. It's 41,000 pounds. It's the final destination on this is Kansas City, Missouri, to another Georgia Pacific plant. I don't know if it's going to be a plant or a warehouse. I don't know which one it is. But because it was a live load, it took longer than expected. So it threw off my schedule a little bit on that. But that wasn't actually... satellite tuned in. But that's not the main thing that delayed me. What's really delayed me here and made me change up my stops and everything is I didn't expect the load to be heavy. Because it's heavy, I have to scale it. And this Georgia Pacific plant was out in the middle of no damn where. This is the first place that I've come across that has a CAT scale, and it's over an hour away. They had a scale at the exit that would tell you your gross weight, which they said the gross weight was 73.9. Let me see what the CAT scale says. Yeah, 73,980. So it's about 80 pounds off, 80 pounds different. There's the CAT scale. $73,980. Came up a little heavy on the rear, on the trailer. 11,360 on the steer, 31,1 on the drive, and 31,520 on the trailer. But I need to get fuel, so that fuel will probably even it out, and it'll scale really good. I didn't move the tandems from the original place that they were at. Well, let me put it another way. The tandems I had to slide all the way to the rear to get loaded. That's one of the things Georgia Pacific is anal about, is tandems to the rear at manufacturing plants and warehouses. But after I was loaded, the USA truck trailers have a red dot on the side of the trailer. My trainer told me that you should put the center of the front axle on that red dot before you scale a load, and that's like the most even place for a load. It's normally going to scale perfectly fine if you put it in that position before you scale. And for the most part, that's been true. If they load the trailers properly, that's like the center balance on the trailer. I don't think it's quite California. It's not like all the way up to like California specs or California bridge law. I don't know what the measurement is on the red dot. I should probably measure it out, because some of these trailers do not have the red dot. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm probably going to bust out my tape measure, which is right up there on the top bunk, and go measure the red dot on this trailer and see where it's at. That way I'll know where it's at for trailers that don't have the red dot, because it's a really good reference point. So I had to scale this load, and I have to get a printed scale ticket because I'm relaying the load. I'm giving it to somebody else. So I'll have, the scale ticket and all the paperwork to give to the next person. And while I was at Georgia Pacific and I was sliding the tandems, I heard a hissing sound, an air leak coming from the trailer. On the right side rear axle, it sounded like it was coming from in between the two tires. I couldn't pinpoint the location of it. So I was like, well, I need to get it into the shop for that. I don't want to give this trailer off to somebody else with an issue. And while I was here, I also asked them if they could check into why the trailer is dragging to the right. And they did. They couldn't find the reason it was dragging to the right, and they said that it was most likely something out of alignment, and only a trailer shop could find the source of that problem. You'd have to get into a trailer shop that has equipment that can check to make sure everything's properly aligned and stuff like that. So I'll bring that to the attention of the shop whenever I drop the trailer tomorrow. But while they were looking for the air leak, we found a couple of other issues. So the air leak is a nail. I apparently picked up a nail at Georgia Pacific. But it has auto inflators on this thing, so it kept the tire aired up. So that was one of the problems. The other tire on that same axle has a bulge on it. I saw the bulge, and I was like, I'll just roll with it. But since we were already replacing a tire for a nail, I was like, well, if we're going to be replacing tires, there's a tire here with a bulge on it. And he was like, yeah, I saw that. He said that scared me when I saw it. Because he thought that might have been the source of the air leak, and he thought that tire might blow at any second because he had his head next to it listening for the air leak. He said when he saw that bulge, it scared the hell out of him. So we're getting those two tires replaced, basically both tires on that axle. I've already had 4 tires replaced on this trailer. There were 4 bald tires on this trailer when I got it. Now I'm replacing 2 more. At the end of this, there's only going to be 2 tires left from the original whenever I picked up the trailer. And the other issue he found was that the brake pads on that exact same axle that we're replacing the 2 tires on right now, he said there are no brake pads on that thing. It's like, why you gotta call me out like that? My half-assed pre-trip inspection. Let me get the mic up here. I'm not sure if it's picking up really well down there. So we're replacing, what we're definitely doing here is replacing at least the brake pads on that axle and those 2 tires. The other brake pads across from it on the other axle he said that they're barely legal. Barely legal. They're 7/16 of an inch, and they have to be 1/4 of an inch or more. So he said that they're barely legal. He said the brake pads on the other 2 axles, or on the other axle, on both ends, they were both good. So it's he's going to submit all of this on the eShop or the Shop Connect or whatever the hell it is that they use, and I don't know if they're going to approve the brake pads that are almost bad, but all the rest of that stuff, if they try to say no to that, I'm not moving the truck. All of that stuff is illegal. A nail in a tire, a bulge on a tire, and no brake pads, like they're worn down to where they're almost non-existent. this truck isn't moving until those things are fixed. Now, if they don't want to approve the pads that are barely legal, then so be it. But this thing just had an inspection done in December of 2019, so it's not due for another, or not an inspection, but a preventative, like the annual inspection. It's not due for another annual inspection, which is where they replace brake pads and all that stuff. It's not due for another one until this December. That's like 7 months away. So that brake pad's not going to make it 7 months. It would be really stupid for them to not get it replaced right now, because it's not going to make it till the next inspection date, whenever they, replace all that crap. But anyway, that's about it for this video. I'm going to call it a night here at the TA. I really wanted to call it a night at a Love's or a Flying J where I have shower credits, because I really want to take a shower because I got sweaty today, sweeping out the truck and, various other things, just walking around. I did a lot of walking around outside and stuff, doing a live load. And so got kind of sweaty today, and then also like walking around with the mechanic here. We were troubleshooting it together. Like I was standing beside him while he was, looking for the thing. Which is that's the reason I really prefer TA over Love's, is because you're treated like an adult at TA. You're treated like a professional at Love's. And it's nothing against the mechanics there. It's their policies. It's their insurance. You're not allowed to be in the shop. So you can't be in there showing them stuff, and at TAs you can be in the shop with them if you want. Like the guy that's getting worked on next to me is a car hauler, and he's standing right next to him while they're working on it. I don't want to hover. But I really like TAs. I'm not a big fan of getting work done at Love's. TA is where it's at. I love TA. TA lets you run your APU. They let you do what they let you hang out in your truck, all that stuff. You'll sit here and I was doing brake. When he was checking the brakes, he was hollering out stuff to me to press the brake for 3 seconds and things like that. So you work with them on this stuff. Oh, it looks like they're pulling in somebody behind me. The way they have me in the bay is that I pulled all the way through the bay so that only the ass end of my trailer's in the bay. It looks like they're going to use the other half. Somebody else just pulled in to the front. But they haven't started working on it yet. They're submitting it all for approval, and we'll see how it goes. But that's it for this video. I'm gonna eat my dirty rice, watch some TV, and once they get done with me, hopefully they get done real quick. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon right now at this very second, so there's still tons of parking here, lots of pull-through spots. So hopefully they get done with me ASAP, and I can get one of these nice easy pull-through spots and get me a nap in before I take off at midnight tonight. I've already done my post trip. I screwed up by going off duty instead of sleeper berth, but I switched it over within about I think I was only off duty for 20 minutes. The reason you want to go sleeper berth is I can do a 2/8 split. I've already done 2 hours off duty earlier while I was getting loaded at the Georgia Pacific plant. So, and I don't even have to have done the 2 hour portion of it yet. But after 8 hours in the sleeper, I can start driving again. So because I stopped early, I still have an hour and 22 minutes of driving left. So the position this puts me in is that I can start driving at around 11:30 tonight, and I'll recap hours at midnight, so I can just start driving at 11:30 instead of having to wait till midnight. If I, do the 8-hour split instead of the 10. If I do the 10, then I'm basically gonna have to wait till midnight to drive. But we'll see how it goes. I might be too tired to even drive then. But I want to get over to the terminal as soon as possible so that I can definitely get this maintenance done. And I want to relay this trailer to the next driver as soon as possible. So that they can, get it delivered ASAP. I don't want them to be, running against the clock. But yeah, this is the second time I've had this particular trailer in the shop. Hopefully we get all this shit fixed. This thing really needs like a level 1 inspection on this trailer. The last inspection in December I don't think was done properly. There's a ton of shit wrong with this thing. And it probably needs to go to like some specialty shop just for trailers, because there's some serious like alignment issue. There's a frame bent or something that's causing it to like drag or drift to the right. I don't know. I'm gonna give them a heads up at the terminal, and I don't know if they'll do anything about it. But I'm gonna get as much fixed on the trailer as I can while I'm out and about, while I've got it. But I've only got a couple more hours with it. I'm gonna relay it to somebody else, and they're gonna drive it to Missouri. Since it has a load in it, they're probably just gonna have it, make its delivery to Missouri, and they'll just deal with it at the next preventative maintenance, which is like 7 months away. But if it didn't have a load in it, then maybe they would keep it there at the shop and get it worked on. But who knows? Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna go do my things. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. All that stuff. Thanks. Bye.